I just wanted to provide a little introduction and context. What follows is a discussion that has been taken from the last OpenMusic study group, in which Karim Haddad was kind enough to show us some of the new features that he's been working on in the upcoming version of OM. So that's the point at which we join the discussion.
Thing I wanted to show you right now. The main thing is the editors, the musical editors. If you take a voice now, we can select either the voice mode or the measure mode. We select all this and we type uppercase R. We have an editor of the rhythm, the tree, and the tempo. So let's say we want to change 7/4 to 4/4. Puff, it's a 4/4. We can copy and paste measures. Okay. Now for the tempo, we can also, let's say we want to put quarter note 40 here. Well, the tempo syntax, I used how it was implemented in OM, and I am writing now a small tutorial on how to write the tempis here. So this is the third measure. So we will put nth2, you know how measure 1 is 0, measure 2 is 1, etc. As in all computer syntax. 0 is the expressed note, okay? Then this is 1/4 is for quarter note. We can put 1/16 if you want, but let us do that. And we put the metronomic timing and nil. Nil is I will talk this about it later. So now we have a this is a 40 quarter note 40. Let us put here on the third note like that. Okay. Okay. Third and third express note. Let's put 16 120. So now we have also tempo changes. I did that because it was a request I wanted to have a long time ago in order to manage and to dynamically change my rhythms. I can also here I can put a triolet like that. This is some voila. I can also change this. Okay, I can. Okay, this is. I started with a very heavy beat, but we can use it also like that. If we type just R, we will have uniquely the rhythm trees. Okay, and I can compose by hand triplets, can change my time signatures, etc., etc. So I hope you will find it useful. And in this editor, you have a help for shortcuts here if you need to. Okay, so this is a feature. Another one I implemented is because it was a request from somebody, is to see if we type I, we have all the information of slots, and we can also change. Okay, I have put here a B. You can change channels also, ports, everything. Okay, if we see now channels, okay. So this is I called it OBJ-INFO, but maybe it is better to call it something else. Okay, well, we can change by hand also. Okay. To come back to our tempo issue also, there was a hidden feature in OM. It was a right click tempo change, and we can change our tempo like that. This was included in the old versions, but I discovered it when I was doing my tempo editor. If I type M, I will have this new tempo. Let's put another tempo here. For on the second measure, 45. Okay. Okay. So these, I think these will come very handy for the user, because I use a lot OpenMusic. So I think sometimes we want to change the voices, etc. This was the first three new features. Then we have also, because OpenMusic, you know, we can always get the measures inside. Okay. If we call the hidden slot of voices here, okay, let me be much more clearer than that. Hop. Okay. So, you know, the voice is a hierarchy of objects, and inside them you have measures, of course. If we see here, we have measures, and we can, okay, change the measures. We can shuffle the measures if you want. So let's reverse them, and put them back in a voice. Okay. Okay. Now, okay, this is not very good. Well, and if I play them, nothing happens really. No, because I think I broke the thing. So this you should not do, because when you have measures like that, the object measure is not fully implemented. If you need to do this, I have imported here some new score functions, voice to voices, and the concatenate voice. Voila. So let me do this again. Okay, now that's it. Now we have we didn't have some sound before, because when I've done the operation you saw, it breaked up the original voice, and that's why you don't. If you want to work on measures, you must break a voice into many voices, like so. Okay, so these are my measures as voices. If I get second, I will have the second voice only. Okay, the second measure. And if I want now to reverse all my, I can reverse, I can also shuffle them with position match, if you like. I can just take the first, third, the first voice, third and fifth, like that. And I concatenate them into a new voice. You can put them like that, or just Control Shift or a Command Shift. I will have just the first, the third, and the fifth voice, like so. So this is the way to manipulate the measures. I found this. It's a, if you want, it's a little trick, but this is the best thing to do if you want to work with measures, is to transform a measure into one voice measure, one measure voice, and then concatenate them, because the measure object is really not finished in OM, and neither in OM sharp. So this is a new thing that I implemented. Okay, and I showed you the shell. Okay. There's something new also. It's the OM terminal object. It is equivalent OM terminal object. Sorry, I always, which is which is the same as the OM shell, but it accepts it accepts all the I mean a complex command line, which the OM shell didn't. It is a fix because somebody also asked to fix the OM shell. So now it's OM terminal. Okay, this is an improvement. So let's also talk about improvements. There are really minor things. So when you want to call a patch, you can command or control click one. You can have a shortcut for Maquette, and now we have a shortcut for Lisp function, because this was only in the menu, but you can have it also on the key. For the Macintosh user, it's Command L, because it's a French issue, because if you do control Command 3, you will have a screenshot or something like that. Okay, this is a shortcut. Now you have also something I added, and this is for Linux users, a tooltips on off, because the tooltips on the Linux versions with Lispworks has it causes sometimes some crashes. So I've put this. You can put the tooltips or on or off. It's to help stop crashes. And there's some also a small improvement. It's shortcuts for comments. If you type C, you will have comments. If you type F, you will have undefined functions where you can put your functions. Well, these are new features improvements. I will finish with fixes, because as you might seen in since 6.17, the default presentation is in icons, but you can still go in list mode and icon mode. You have also, I fixed the 3DC library. 3DC are 3DC are like it was it's like a BPF but in 3 dimensions. And the 3DC lib accepts a list of 3DC. It didn't work. They had problem loading in the library, a 3DC library. This is fixed. There is a small fix also in here. Jean added the octava bassa and octava up. So it was not in the menu here, so it was added. The concat, this is very important. The concat method, when you want to concatenate a lot of voices, if you do a one concat, it works. But if you do a concat of a big list of voices, you will have a décalage, a shift of a time shift. So this has been fixed. In Music XML, the group method was broken. It has been fixed. If you had a poly and you wanted to export in midi, it doesn't work. It export midi. It didn't work. Now it is fixed. And finally, if you put in a maquette a lot of voices with tempo changes, it broke also. This is fixed. So all these are the new features. And just to say, I'm working now on this is a very important issue. It is I told you I will explain. If I go and see my format here, my tempo format, the last here, nil is for non-dynamic tempo. That means it is 40 here, and here it's 120. But if I put true, I will have a like a crescendo here. Sorry, this is okay. I will have a crescendo here, you see. So this doesn't work really. It is implemented. It was a long time implemented by Carlos Agon, who wrote OpenMusic, and then before Jean took over, and he implemented this, but was not finished. So this will be maybe for the next version. I'm working on the dynamic tempo changes, and it's very a big job. That's why I was late into releasing the 618. If you have questions, please.
Thank you so much for
Okay.
that really fascinating look at what we have to come, and also for your hard work on the project. I was just wondering about this feature that you just showed us. Is that using the OM Extra class, or have you started using something different?
Okay. And the OM Extra is coming. I'm working on it. I am trying to work on a same editor as this, to put extras on every note. And I have personally some functions, but they are functions inside the patch. But I think like you can put extra text, etc. But I think it's better because I don't know if you know, the OpenMusic 5 version had a panel where you could choose if you are in a chord, you can choose a chord and put an extra inside, either a false dynamic extra and anything, text, numbers, etc. So this is not at all an extra. This is really when you change the tempo here, it just put it in the score, into the score, So if you put TN, truth, it means this is a dynamic tempo change that will go on up till the next change, okay? And it is not an extra, but because you write, you have extra, you write, Nigel, you have some extras like lines, but I think it's broken, and I'm working on it also for the future, not the 618 release, but the 19 or 20, we'll see. These are because they are a big piece of code, and it's a little bit everywhere. So one should really go easy on the code, not to break things up,
The one thing is, I see in the grace notes in the source code sometimes.
Okay, okay.
This has been something that's
okay.
been
Okay,
sort
no,
of
let
in
me
the
tell you.
yeah.
Oh, this is a historical issue. The grace notes used to be in patchwork, not PWGL. In the first patchwork, we had the grace notes, and it was very interesting to do. But the issue was, it was like a cluster of cloud. I don't know if you've seen a patchwork patch with the grace notes. I still have some, printed material here, but I don't have patchwork. It doesn't work now, unfortunately. Well, grace notes are like the tempo issue here. It was Carlos Agon, who worked on these grace notes, and when he left the development to Jean Bresson, who was his PhD student. So they left it like it is. So there's no, unfortunately, for the time being, grace notes. But I am working on it also because I have done a quantifier starting from OM quantify, which accept grace notes, but not graphically, unfortunately, and they are just like chords. If I have to quantify. Let me give you a very crude example. Here, this is horrible. Okay, okay, but this is not. This is a future also. I think I hope to do this. For the time being, it's really dirty stuff. So if I real this, okay, it's like it's the same. Okay, now if we quantify this, we have 9 notes lost. Okay, so we will put it like that, and it outputs directly a voice, not a, because we will have no, this is not good. This is not good at all. Why is this so? Okay, wait a minute. No, maybe it's, sorry, quantification. Maybe it's this, I don't know. Ah, wait, yes, because I didn't put the notes here. That's why. Okay. Okay. It takes, okay, code sec directly. Sorry. Okay. So this is quantified like that. Okay. Hope. Okay. Imagine all this is in channel 1, because this is the problem with. So all you see here, the codes here, if we open this one, channel, you will have the channel 2 is the grace note. Okay. So we will lose, we won't have any loss of pitches. The thing we had with the OM quantify, if you have pitches and rhythm, we will lose all the grace notes, and we will have a shaft, shift, pitch shift in our quantification. Here we have exact quantification. You see here, C, F. Okay. The thing is, this is in progress for the time being. The annoying thing is I am using channel 2 because we have a bug. Nobody knows about that. It's the offsets of the chords. It's not really working like it is supposed to do to work. So this is also we should I should fix this. And then I'll see with Carlos, because he is now ready to help me also to see if we can do something for the grace notes. The grace notes are very complicated issue, because if you have grace notes, and after grace notes, what is if this was a rest? You have a grace note and the rest. How do you note it symbolically? So these are things also we are supposed to really study before implementing, because if you do an implementation, a wild implementation like I've done here, it could be you should work all the code all over again. So these are the grace note story on OpenMusic. Unfortunately, they are there ready to go, but they are not implemented graphically. So and by the way, if you have all of you have some wishes, requests, and I can possibly implement, I am here I'm listening to you. So either post them on the Facebook page. So you can post your requests here, or on the forum discussion board. Also, you have that's how I've done some shortcuts things and the OM terminal stuff, because it was some bugs or some demands from the users, and I'm happy to put them while I have some time. You know.
That's really great. Thanks so much for sharing all of that. It's is the GitHub, you know, for is still possible in fork it if they feel they can add any code.
Of course, you can. If you want to push some code, and you can do it. And I will see because I am still Jean is on the Open Music GitHub, but I don't think he's participating a lot for the libraries, which are common for the both Open Music and OM Sharp. So, but you can do this, of course. But everything is downloadable, and you can also participate. You are all welcome to do so. If you find some typo or something, you can also. It's another channel also to do. You can also, you know, report issues in the project. I don't know how to do. Yes, you can go on the pub. I don't know if you should sign in or not. No, you should. You can. It's open to everyone.
I think open source is such an important philosophy for software, and I think, you know, if anyone is able to help and not just make demands of you to fill, people can roll up their sleeves and get their hands dirty as well.
Yes, of course. It is the philosophy of Open Music. It's open to everybody, every style, for all collaborations also. And if somebody also needs help for writing a library or something, please do contact us on these channels if you want. The best thing is either on GitHub or also on the discussion, you know, on the discourse channel on forum, which is free. You can just well, that's all. Okay, thank you very much.